All right, so let's do it. So, good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to all participants present today in this seminar. Thank you for your time. I am Palash Chopra, co-founder of Namaste Germany, and I'm your host today. In this seminar, we will discuss about smart savings in Germany. Moreover, as you all are a part of Namaste Germany, we are bringing some special offers and opportunities, especially for you, which you don't get anywhere else. Let me give you a brief about myself. I always had an interest in financial sector, and after completing my engineering in 2013, I was preparing for competitive exams, and along with that, I was teaching finance to students in India. In the meantime, I also prepared myself for CAT, which is an entrance exam for MBA, and got into SPJ in Mumbai and European Business School, Germany. It is a global program. I came to Germany in 2018 and started my career with Jamuna.com as a co-founder and project manager. It is an Indian grocery platform which offers Indian groceries online. It is one of the oldest, I would say, grocery platforms, e-commerce grocery platforms in Germany, which is doing very well. Then alongside, I started Namaste Germany as a consultation services in 2020. And simultaneously, I was doing my full-time job with Trend Tours as an e-commerce manager. Due to my interest in finance, I have completed my Ausbildungs and certifications in financial domain. And since 2021, I am a full-time certified financial advisor. I left my job and now I do it full-time. I speak 5 different languages, which help me communicating with expat clients like you. I am a IHK certified investment banker and IHK certified insurance advisor. These are some of my certifications according to German government regulations. With these certifications, I am eligible to sign and stamp your contracts, which are accepted by banks and financial institutions. We have to give financial exams every year to prove our credibility. Now, let me give you a quick overview about Namaste Germany. It was made in 2020 with an idea of creating a platform for Indian expats where we can solve most of their problems in Germany, which I faced myself. We specialize in providing tailored financial solutions, ensuring that our clients achieve financial stability and success while residing in Germany. Since 2021, I am a full-time financial advisor. Why I'm saying multiple times a full-time financial advisor? Because as many advisors that are working in Germany, they are doing as a side job. They are a financial advisor just for a side business. That means either they are YouTubers or they are having a full-time job and they are just doing financial advising on the side. So that means most of the time they are not providing you the after contract service, which is important after doing a contract. Recently, I've seen so many Facebook posts where people and Indian expats especially were having difficulties and struggle with the same, not satisfied with their after service of their financial advisor, who do not entertain them after they have the actual problem. We at Namaste Germany only dedicated for you to providing the best service to our client. We can provide you online and offline consultations, including after contract services as well. But why Namaste Germany when there are so many other consultants available in the market? In our platform, we are now providing more than 8 language support and adding new languages regularly. This is one-stop solution for all your financial requirements. Moreover, you have someone like me to talk, discuss, and resolve your problem. I do have today my team members as well. I'm going to introduce them soon to everyone. Um, we will provide you after contract service as well, and we don't charge anything extra for that. We help you in documents check, claim filing, changes of your contract. And if you already have some insurance or investment, we can check it for you and give you the right advice on that. Our consultation is 100% free for our clients. For non-clients, we do charge for some consultations like tax optimization services. So what are our services? We are providing various services like German financial services like real estate, loans, investments, insurances. We have a team in India. We also provide Indian services like insurances, bank services, loans, and investment. And in Germany, we do offer work opportunities as well, where people can learn with us and do Ausbildung and certification with us and earn a good life. This is our concept. Our concept is an all finance concept, which means all financial products and services at one place. So the client should not run from one place to another for having different financial products. We have many partners in India and Germany. We are regularly, for example, today I have 2 of my partners. First, I will introduce Vishakha. Vishakha, can you please give a little bit glimpse about your services and your startup as well?
Yeah. Sure, Palash. Good morning, everyone. So, thank you everyone for joining. I'm Visakha, and I'm living here in Germany since now like 10 years. And I have a master's in computer applications, and I have been working as a business intelligence analyst in India. And yeah, of course, moving here, like everyone, I also had the problem with like, getting back to the job. So then I did my C1, and I did also a couple of Weiterbildung courses. And uh, I was actually interested towards financial consulting. So I was working as a part-time financial consultant, but as Palash said, I was facing few issues, to always to take care of my clients or be there for my clients. So I have to always push it to my team. Yeah. So, but since I already like the team so much, and also uh, and I like networking with also with the people, so I joined the team Namaste Germany, and then Palash helped me to be a full time financial consultant. And from last year, I have resigned my full time job, and I have taken over financial consulting as my profession. So. As Palash mentioned, I'm also a full-time financial advisor certified by IHACA. And yeah, so today we look forward to give you more insights about how you can save a lot of taxes here in Germany, and what are the investing methods and so on. Thank you, Palash.
Thank you so much, Vishaka. So everyone, few people today joined. They also came from through Vishaka. Vishaka has her own startup with the name We Connect Germany, and we both are working for Indian expats living in Germany. Then I would like to introduce my third partner, Fariha. So Fariha, can you give a little bit background about yourself? Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Kalash. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. My name is Priya. I was born in Pakistan, then I moved to Canada. I studied and got certified in banking and business. Then I worked for one of the top five banks in Canada. Then I moved to Germany. I got married, moved to Germany. I have been settled in Germany for the last 8 years. And I have been a part of Namaste Germany team since 2023. And I look forward helping you guys.
Thank you so much, Vishaka. Thank you so much, Fariha. Let's move forward. So we are regularly doing free seminars just like that. As you see, we have educated more than 1,500 participants online till date and 200 offline participants as well. We are very active with the community, regularly sponsoring events like recently cricket event, Bihar event, and many other events we do always. My team consists of 10 members currently who are specialists in their own specific fields. I already introduced you two of my team members today. Our office is in Frankfurt and Lübeck, and we can also offer you online consultation services. That is what most of the clients preferring these days. So let's not take too much of your time. That was all about our services and our startup. In this end of the seminar, we will talk about also a second earning opportunity for you and special offers. If you have any questions or doubts, please write them in the chat and we can take them in the end of the seminar. So, so we are starting with today's main topic, smart savings. So when we talk about smart saving, there are a lot of things came in our mind, how we can save taxes, how we can optimize our financials, and so on. So today we're gonna give you some ideas about it, how you can make it a little bit better. And we will be happy if you take, let's say, even 10% what we're gonna talk about today. Maybe it can help you making your financials better. So in Germany, I would say the first step to start with your financial planning is to take important insurances. Why insurances? Because important insurances protect your family and your assets. In assets, that means your savings, your investments, and your family peace. That is also your asset. Because in Germany, insurances do play a major role. And when you have any kind of issue, these things can cost you a lot. I give you an actual example. For example, let's understand that this is your life, in which one part is going into your life second is going into, let's say, your expenses, and third is going into your savings. So all your 100% is going in these three parts. But what happens if there is any accident or anything which affect your complete life being? So let's say there is an accident, so the complete life is affected. So you are not able to consider all these components. So that means we can put a Schutz angel, which we say an angel of insurances, which can help you saving your life and your assets in difficult times. So that means if something happens later on, at least you save your things. I'll give you an actual example from one of my clients. He took an insurance from me. It was a house rat insurance, which is also called household contents insurance. And then after 2 weeks, I was in India that time, and I got a call in the night. It was around 2 a.m. And then he called me. He said, Palash, I'm having a fire in my kitchen, and we were evacuated from the building. And these are the actual photos. I'll show you the photos and videos of the building. Then we're gonna talk about it. The damage was so big, like there was short circuit in the kitchen, and the complete kitchen and a lot of part of the apartment was burned down. And the damage was so severe that they said that you cannot live in this apartment for let's say next 2 months, because the apartment needs to be renovated because the electricity needs to be changed and everything will be renewed. So the client said, what should I do in this situation? I said, not to worry about, you have insurances. Do take an emergency accommodation in a hotel nearby, and we will talk about it in the morning. So I called him in the morning. We sorted out. We called Generali as our partner company, and we discussed. So House Farwaltung and other managements were involved with that. And then we find an Airbnb, because the client has to stay out of the apartment for another 2 months. So they took their emergency stuff from the apartment and they went into an Airbnb. So the cost of moving out of the apartment, the cost they had occurred, the damage, the stuff they have burnt down, the stuff that they cannot take with them because it was damaged, then the cost of the emergency hotel, moving cost, Airbnb cost, moving back cost, and whatever cost arise in that time period. In total, the total cost was around 14,000 euros, which was paid by the company. So this is how much important as insurance can be, because if he doesn't have the insurance, this 14,000 euros would be paid by the client itself. That's how important insurances can play a role. And this was just 2 weeks that the client has taken the insurance and this happened. So it doesn't mean that the company will gonna have need you for, let's say, 2 years, 3 years, then they're gonna pay you. A good company, doesn't matter if it is 1 week old insurance or 1 day old insurance, if they have given you coverage, they have to pay her that. That is why I say don't go for cheap insurance companies in the market, because what happens is when you take a cheap insurance, they have a lot of clauses in the insurance. You don't read the policies, and then what happens when you read a claim, they will find some clause to reject the claim. So let me discuss about few important insurances for expats. Liability insurance, which is also called Privathaftpflicht in German. So let's talk about the liability insurance part. There's a very big myth in Germany, especially in expats, that if I have a liability insurance, everything is covered by that if I make any damages. So liability insurance covers most of the third party damages outside your apartment, where you rent it out. If you are making any damages outside your apartment, most of the damages will be covered by liability insurance from you or your family members if they've done any damage. But what happens inside a rented apartment? Inside a rented apartment, a liability insurance only covers the damage to fixed items like the floor of the apartment and the bathroom fittings, for example. Any furniture damages, any kitchen damages, mostly these things are not covered by most of the liability insurance policies in the market. So if you think that you have got a rented apartment with a furnished apartment, most of the damages will not be covered by the liability insurance. Of course, if you make a damage to the floor, for example, you drop something and there is a big damage on the floor, yes, that is a part, because it is a fixed part of the apartment. The bathroom fittings, it is a fixed part of the apartment. The keys, because if you are traveling outside and you lose the keys, that is also part of the apartment, that is covered inside most of the liability insurances. But apart from that, most of the things are not covered by liability. So be aware about it, that if you have a normal liability insurance, most of the things in your rented apartment will not be covered by liability insurance. So beware about it. Then the last insurance, last slide we showed you where the client had the fire damage. So that was covered by house rat insurance. The house rat insurance covers any fire damages, any water damages, and also theft in your apartments. So nowadays we are seeing that, especially the expats like Indian expats, they are being targeted. Their homes are being targeted, and thefts are being increased because people know that they have money and gold in their apartment, so they are targeting expat apartments. In that case, you can have a house rat insurance. It covers any theft damages also in your apartment, on not only in your apartment. Let's say you are traveling outside anywhere in all over the world, and you are staying in an Airbnb or a hotel, and there is a theft in that room also. That is also covered by a house rat insurance. Of course, we need to prove by invoices what product you had with you, but it is still possible to prove that. Then comes the third one, which is a dental insurance. A dental insurance is also very important in Germany because dentals are very expensive. Most of us that are here today do have a public insurance, and public insurance doesn't cover most of the dental issues. They cover only certain things, like if you need, let's say, a dental cleaning, or let's say basic dental treatment. But if you want to go for any higher quality dental treatments or dental cleaning, or let's say for kids, there is a very common thing, they need to have braces because if the teeth are not aligned, they need braces. So that is also be covered by a dental insurance. And in dental insurance, there are always cooling periods. So you need to think about taking them before something happens, because when something happens and you take an insurance, most of the time you will not get any coverage for that. So if someone is telling you that no problem, take an insurance, take a dental insurance, you still have an issue, it will be covered. Don't fall into this trap. If you have an ongoing issue or you have an existing issue, insurance 99.9% will reject the claim because they can see these things in your medical history. Job lawyer insurance. Nowadays, market is very uncertain. Job market is uncertain. So please take job lawyer insurance. Of course, the legal insurance cannot help you retaining the job, but at least they can help you discussing with the employer and maybe getting some more money out of the employer if they are sacking you with and without any proper reason. Then, of course, life insurance, very important aspect. I personally have experienced a lot of things with my, let's say, friends, families. So I do see the importance of life insurance. Plus, life insurance is cheaper in Germany. If you compare it with, let's say, any other country like India, the life insurance is cheaper in Germany, number one. Number two, you also get tax benefits because this is a tax deductible insurance. So you get tax benefits on that. That means if you take a life insurance, firstly, you are giving security to your family, and secondly, you are getting tax benefits. So I would highly recommend take a life insurance and good life insurance. Don't go for startups, companies which are coming and offering cheap insurances. And what happens, let's say after 2-3 years, the company files bankruptcy because they cannot sustain the damages or sustain the claims. And now you are older. So if you go to any other company, now you have to pay a higher premium for the life insurance. So if you want to take a life insurance, take it as early as possible and take it from a company which is already in the market from 10, 15, 20 years, so that that later on you don't feel these issues that the company goes bankrupt or some other company purchased, let's say this company purchased the company and now they are canceling contracts who are having claims. That happens. Recently, I read about, let's say, some companies are being acquired, like I think Feather is being acquired by Allianz Direct, and they are canceling a lot of contracts which are having claims. So this is not why you take insurance in Germany. If you need a claim, you have to do it through insurance. But if the insurance company is canceling just because that the client has made a claim, it makes no sense. So go for a good company, go for a good coverage, never see price as your main priority. Now we will talk about the tax benefits, which insurance is tax deductible in Germany. Life insurances are tax deductible, accident insurance, work disability insurance, which is also called Arbeitsunfähigkeit, dental insurances, job lawyer insurance, third party car insurance, which is also called Haftpflicht car insurance, and liability insurance. Majorly these insurances are tax deductible. So when you are filing your taxes, you can deduct these insurances as a expense. And of course, to simplify things, there are a lot of insurances, as you have seen that. So we can offer you bundled packages as well, which can give you some extra benefits. For example, in a basic package, we can offer you a liability insurance, household content insurance, which is a house rat insurance. Mobile display also comes as a part of that, which is a very common damage. If you have a good mobile, it easily costs 300-400 euros to mobile display replacement if you break it. If you have kids in home, you know that kids throw things and mobiles are one of the most common damages happens. Glass insurance, because if you are taking a liability and a house rat insurance, most of the time these two insurance don't cover the glass damages in your own apartment. So you need a glass insurance which covers any window damages, any glass door damages, where you cook the food in the kitchen. If that is also from ceramic or glass, that is also part of the glass insurance, and mobile display. And of course, we always suggest to have an accident insurance, which is a worldwide accident insurance, because the accident insurance that you get from your company doesn't cover you all the time. It only covers you during the working hours. When you're going to the company, you're coming back from the company, and you are inside the company. But apart from these, you are not covered at all. Someone's mic is on. Vishaka, can you mute it, please?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, thank you. So a worldwide accident insurance is very important. It gives you much more coverages. Then this is a very common thing and very cheap insurance. For example, a worldwide travel medical insurance. A worldwide travel medical insurance only costs, if you are a single person, it costs 16 euros per year. So it is a, sorry, there's a wrong information. 16 euros not per month. It is 16 euros per year. And if you are a family of 3 or more, then it is 35 euros only per year. So if you are traveling outside Germany, anywhere in the world, and you have any medical expenses, you can bring those invoices, and these can be claimed. The only requirement is that these should not be any pre-planned or pre-existing issues. If these are emergency things, like you went to India and let's say someone went for a emergency medical treatment or something, it can be covered and reimbursed in Germany. So take these basic insurances, and of course, on top of that, we can provide you a free credit analysis. We can, if you need a loan, so we can give you a personal loan credit analysis, insurance analysis. Do you have good insurances? We can analyze your insurances and give you a update on that. Financial statement, we can understand that what is your current situation, how we can make it better. Investment banking, we can help you in the bank investment also. And of course, we offer you 100% satisfaction. If you are not satisfied, we give you multiple times of consultation, so you can, your doubts can be cleared. I think everyone's question are being answered in the chat, so we're gonna take it further. Let me open the mic for another 2-3 minutes. If anyone has any doubts just for the insurances, we're gonna take it and then we'll move forward. Give me a moment. Yes, now if anyone has any doubts, you can turn on your mic and ask. Please go ahead.
Yeah, and what was that hazard insurance, Flash? Can you just please?
So household insurance is household content insurance, which covers any fire damages, water damages, and theft in your apartment.
Okay. And what is the difference between private insurance and legal insurance?
So see, legal insurance has 5 components. Okay. First is private legal insurance, which covers any private issues. Let's say you had a fight with someone. So that is a private legal insurance. Number 2 is
Okay.
job legal insurance, which covers any issues with your employer. Number 3 is house legal insurance, which covers any issues with your landlord. Number 4 is travel and car accident legal insurance, which covers any issues related to car accident or let's say travel related matters. And number 5 is internet frauds. If anyone has, let's say, stole your identity, do an internet fraud or something, these are 5 different components of legal insurance.
Okay, these types are covered in legal insurance, right?
If you take all 5, yes, depending what you take in a legal insurance coverage.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Yes, Sandeep.
Yeah, Plash. So I heard about some income protection insurance. Actually, in case a person loses his job, so I guess there is a cap, right? Around 3,000 euros, which German government pays unemployment benefit.
Yeah.
But imagine a case where a person is having expenses of 5,000 euros and he loses his job. So, what kind of insurance covers this basically?
Some companies do offer a separate private job loss insurance, but we don't offer that.
This kind of insurance exists.
It's a private job loss insurance.
Okay, okay. So it covers basically the entire income. If a person is even earning
Depending on what
10,000
coverage have you
euros.
choose, accordingly it covers.
Okay, okay. All right.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Satyam. Mr. Kumar, maybe you are on mute.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Palash, for taking my question. But my question is regarding to the package. What is shown on the screen?
Yeah.
Is the so basic has this five insurance, and travel has those five insurance or three or four or the benefits of it.
Yeah.
What if I want to segregate? Like I just want a liability and that's it. So will the
Everything is
pro?
possible. Just it is a representation how we can make it simplified. But
Yeah.
if you want to take individual also, that is possible.
Yeah, and that is which one is like is it 25 euro per year or because you told there is a mistake in 16 euro
No,
per year
no.
or something.
So basic package, we just have given you an idea, like around 25 euros per month. It starts, of course,
Yeah,
depending on your life situation, how big is your apartment. Someone's apartment is 50 square meter, someone apartment is 100 square meter. So accordingly, it will be calculated. An average is around 25. It can go up to 35, 40 also, depending on situations and coverage you choose.
and this is based on family also, like or
Yeah,
that can change based on family
correct,
also.
correct.
And if I take liability insurance, what about the pro things? Will it be covered or the
Let's discuss that in individual call because it also depend on the coverage what you choose.
okay, okay,
Okay,
fine.
let's not go in depth because these are very in depth discussions. No?
Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Raghavendra. I think Raghavendra, you are on mute. Okay, then let's move forward on the second step of smart savings. So the second step for smart saving is budgeting. If we generally don't talk about money, we think that talking about money is a sin in the family. But I would suggest the families who discuss about money in their family are one of the most happiest families because they talk about money. It's not about a sin that you are talking about who spend what. It is more about, let's say, budgeting, discussing what you are getting and what you are spending. Because if you don't know what is coming in and what is going out, you cannot segregate how you have to optimize that. So always talk about money. And for making it easier, we have followed two rules. Currently, we're talking about two rules, 50, 30, 20 rule and two account rule. We're going to talk about them. So what is the 50, 30, 20 rule? So 50, 30, and 20 rule is 50% of your net income. You need it for your fixed expenses like your rent, your education, car payments, utilities, groceries. 30% of your net income you can use for your enjoyment like streaming services, shopping, vacations, which is a decent money. And 20% we recommend for savings and investment. So in this 20% should come your emergency funds. If something happens, you should have enough emergency so you don't get into a panic mode. Retirement planning and investment, short-term and long-term investments as well. And we have given that in a example as well. Let's say this family which has a 3,500 net income and 250 euros as a kindergarten. So in total, they are earning 3,750 euros. So from that, around 50% is going into their fixed expenses like rent, fixed groceries, insurances, etc. Now 30% they are using it for their enjoyment because it is important for having good family time as well. So 1125 euros every month they can use for their enjoyment. Of course, if you want, you can save some money from here also to put it in investment. But you can see with this kind of setup also, you have enough money with just 3,500 euros net income to enjoy, live a good life, and also put money for your long-term and short-term investments. Then we come to the second rule, which is a two account rule. Why we say everyone should have two account at least? Now people are also talking about three account or four account rule also, but at least start with some basic like two account rule. So whenever you are getting a salary, you should always have two accounts. One is your regular expense account. Second is your investment account. So whenever you are getting a salary in your account, put always 20% or 30%, whatever you want, put for investment in that second account. So this account, the second account, you never touch it until unless it is your emergency fund, it is your retirement planning or investments. You never use it to buy an iPhone, or you never use it to, let's say, buy a Gucci purse. You always use it for investment. These are just degrading assets. You always invest in assets which are making money for you in long term perspective. So always use the account number one for your regular expenses and your payments like rent and grocery and XYZ. Second account, keep it aside, just use it for investment and long term planning. And of course, if you want to earn some money on these accounts as well, put them in a Tagas Galt Konto, which is a savings account as well. Currently, due to the ECB has reduced the rate of interest to 2.75, the most of the companies are also reducing their saving part, and now it is 2.75%. So if you keep your money in a saving account, which is separate from a regular bank account, you can get 2.75% on that money as a yearly interest. So rather than keeping your maximum amount in your savings account, which is a Giro account, put it in a Tagesgeld Konto so that you can earn some interest on that. And in Germany, if you don't know about it, you have for a single person or kids, it is 1,000 euros per year. You can get tax-free profits from any source of income apart from salary. And for a married couple, it is 2,000 euros because two people jointly file the taxes. So 2,000 euros, you can get benefits every year tax-free. So if you are, let's say, getting profits from savings account, you are having some share market investment, mutual funds, or any other investment, and you are getting some profits in a year, altogether up to 2,000 euros will be tax-free profits for you. So use these limits. Don't miss those, because getting a 2,000 euros salary increase, you need to have around 4,000 euros approximately brutto increase in a year. So better use this way. It is easier. Put your money where it can make more money for you. So now we're going to talk about other options where you can invest and also get some tax benefits as well. Till this point, if anyone has any questions, just one or two questions I will take. I'm going to open the mic again. If anyone has questions for these two rules. Yes, hi Kumar, please.
Yeah, just a curious question. Like this 2,000 euro benefit includes worldwide
Yes,
benefits, right? Like
correct. Worldwide profits.
yeah. Okay.
Yes, Manish Ali.
Palash, this Tages Geld account and this Kids Tages Geld account, what you're saying, do we need to open a separate account in a bank, or how does this work?
Yes, so it is a savings account, and you need to open a separate account. For example, I personally use like Trade Republic because I do trading as well. So they have their own savings account. So if I
Mhm.
put my money there, I'm not trading, but it is just lying there. So it
Mhm.
still gives me 2.75% per year return. It was up to 4% previously. Now it reduced to 2.75.
All right, cool. I think we'll need to talk about this later then. Thanks. Thank you.
All right, then let's move forward.
Palash, there is one interesting question. Do we also pay tax on the stocks which is not yet sold?
So in Germany, if you are investing in mutual funds or stocks, so there is called withholding taxes, which generally the companies automatically calculate and reserve for you. So it is called a withholding tax. So you don't pay the complete tax on the non-sold shares, but they do charge according to various type of calculations. They do charge a very small amount and reserve it. And when you finally sell these in let's say stocks, then they finally calculate how much taxes you have to pay and how much you have already paid so far. They calculate, and then they, let's say, either you get back something or you have to pay a little bit more. This is called in German Vorauspauschale. Okay, let's move forward. Discussion going good. So now we're going to talk about investments, pension plans. I'll give you some highlights about pension plans. I'm not going to go in deep with that. Gold investment plan and Bausch per saving plan. So now comes an interesting question. How do you save money? Whenever I ask this question to my clients, they say I'm investing my money by keeping them in my bank account. But that's not how you save money. When you keep money in the bank, you know what bank does with your money. So when you keep, let's say, 10,000 euros in your bank, in a regular bank account, I'm not talking about savings account, I'm talking about regular bank account. Generally, bank gives you around 0.5% yearly interest on that. So that is 50 euros you get back in interest. And what you have to pay against that? You have to pay 10 to 15 euros monthly charges like bank charges, debit card, credit card charges. And what bank does with your money? They either invest in bonds or they give loans to people. And they're earning an average between 8 to 12%, which is average of 800 to 1200 euros per year on the 10,000 euros you have kept in your bank account. So how you can play smartly? So rather than keeping it in your regular bank account, you can also invest this money. And even if at a lower risk, average of 6 to 8%, you can get around 600 to 800 euros back. And as you know, if you are under the tax-free limit, you can still get this money tax-free. So use that money, because keeping money in banks is not investment. You are losing the power of your money due to many reasons. Inflation is one of the main reasons. So what is inflation? Let me summarize it firstly. Let's say I purchase this mouse. I don't know if you are able to see this. So if I purchase this mouse this year for let's say 10 euros, I cannot purchase this mouse next year for 10 euros because it will get expensive. That means I need to pay maybe 12 euros next year for the same mouse. That means I have to pay more money for the next year. That means my money is losing power because everything is getting expensive. So you invest your money, because if you don't invest your money over the time period, your money will lose its power to purchase. Everything will start getting expensive. Let's take an example before Corona and after Corona. Few things like milk, which is a common thing, most people knows the price. So currently the milk price is around 1 euros to 1.3 euros per liter. Before Corona, the prices were around 0.6, 0.7 euros per liter. That means it is almost 30-40% increase over the 2-3 years. That means you are paying more money for buying the same basic products. That is why invest your money, don't keep it in bank accounts. Either safe investments, low risk investments, bit high risk investment, combine them. We will talk about it, but invest them, because if you don't invest your money, it will lose its power over the time period. If you're keeping your money in banks, it's still losing, you're still losing money. So how do I invest? The question arises, Palash, you said invest, but how do I invest? How do I invest money with smartly with less say low risk? So first step, we have talked about it, budgeting. So you need to firstly start budgeting, which is very important. If you don't take out every month a certain part of your money out of your pocket for investment or your emergency funds, you will not gonna grow that, because you need to be persistent about it. So let's say you got a salary of 4,000 euros per month. If I put 15 to 20% in the second account for investment, I will put 600 to 800 euros from that into the investment account. Now, what I will do smartly is I will segregate that in 4 parts. That means I will diversify, because neither I can put all this money in high risk, neither I can put all this money in low risk, because low risk have low returns, high risk has high returns, but high risk. So, and also I need to build my emergency fund. So I need to diversify. So what I will do, I will put them in short-term investment, which are flexible, medium-term investment from 5 to 10 plus years, which are also flexible, a little flexible, less flexible than short-term investments, long-term investments, which are 10 years plus, and emergency funds. Most important part, always keep 3 to 6 months of your net salary as your emergency fund in a separate account. Don't use that, don't invest that. If you want, you can keep it in a savings account, get 3%, 2.75% return on that. But why important it is to have an emergency fund? Because if something happens, let's say a job loss, or let's say there is a problem in the family, and someone who's the bread earner for the family cannot work for a certain time period, you and your family will get into a panic mode. How will we handle the next 6 months? That is why it is important to have a emergency fund, because if something happens, something major happened, you can easily manage that because you have kept something for such kind of emergencies only. Now we talk about investments, short-term investments, like which are, let's say, three years and plus. So gold investment, which we're going to talk about today, low risk mutual fund investments, fixed deposits are not that lucrative in Germany, but still, if you want, you can put them, or you put them in the savings account. We have kept these options in the flexible term. Then comes the medium risk, which are little bit less flexible. We suggest 5 years or plus for these investments. So these are medium risk mutual funds, kids future investment plans, real estates as investment, and Bauspar. Then comes the third one, the long-term planning, which comes under the pension plan and hybrid pension plans. And of course, as I said, please keep emergencies funds for job losses, or let's say any emergency as well. So now let's talk about, let's me take some questions here. Let's take questions after we completed the part, because I think most of the questions will be clear once we have completed this part. Let's talk about firstly the short-term investments. Short-term investments are 3 to 5 years investment, in which the first investment that comes in is the gold investment plan, which is also called the gold ETC. So please don't get confused with gold ETC. Is not gold ETF, it is not gold mutual fund. Gold ETC is a separate investment. So gold ETC is, we are investing digitally but in physical gold. So the company still keeps the physical gold in their vaults, but we are investing it in digitally, because we don't have to keep it in our home. We don't want to take the risk. So gold investment plan is what I suggest firstly. Why? Let's take the pros first. Firstly, there are no withholding taxes. So even if you are holding, someone asked the question, do I have to pay withholding taxes on mutual funds or share market? Yes, but not in gold. So there is no withholding taxes. Gold is comparatively cheaper in Germany if you compare it with India. So there is no value added tax in Germany. So if you are investing in pure physical gold or gold ETC, it is comparatively cheaper. No income tax, the best part. No income tax on the profits that you make. If you are holding these investments minimum 12 months, that means the gold that I purchased in January 2025, if I sell it in January 2026 or after that, whatever profits I make are completely tax-free. It doesn't come under this tax-free limit of mine. So that is the best part. So even if my investment profits are going above 2,000 euros, 3,000 euros, 10,000 euros, no matter what it will be, it will be tax free. So it will be also written on your contract. So I'm not just saying for the sake of saying, it will be written on your contract as well. It is 100% secure investment. You get an insurance for your gold. So if something happens, let's say there is a money heist and the doctor stole all the gold from the vaults, you still get your complete money plus the profits, because they give you insurance for that. And if you want, in future, if you want, you can also get the physical gold delivered to you, that you change your mind, you don't want to sell it, you want to get the physical gold and you want to use it, let's say making jewelry or taking back to India, you're moving back to India, you can do that. The minimum requirement is 50-gram gold bars. So the pros of the gold, of course, it in investments always go up and down, so risk is always there. But generally, the gold is appreciating over the years. For example, if I see the trend, in 2019, the gold was traveling around 1100. Right now, it is about 2000. So that means it is an ounce price, not gram price. So it is an ounce price. So you can see over the years, in 2020, it has given 14% return, in 21, 1.7, 22, 6%, 23, 9.3%, 24, till date, 14.5%. 3 years average 18.4%. Oh, sorry, total return 18.4%. 5-year return 65%. So if you invested 5 years back 100 euros in gold, it would be 165 euros till date. So gold is a safe bet if you want to take a little bit less risk, but still want to stay above the inflation, because gold prices are staying above the inflation. So, and plus, if there is a market uncertainty, like there is a war, or let's say there is another calamity like corona, people start buying gold. And when there is a calamity, or let's say any risk in the market, people start collecting gold because they don't trust the currency, they trust the gold. And over the period, it start increasing. So you can see the trends. Whenever there is a market calamity, gold has appreciated. Think some people have questions now on gold part. So let me open the microphone. Please ask one by one.
Hello.
Yes,
Can you
hi,
hear me?
Raghavendra. Please ask.
Hi. So the question was like, okay, normally when we sell the gold in India, physical gold, we get the same gold price like what is there in the online for the gold price in India. But here in Germany, if you sell the gold, you will not get the online price. It's much cheaper. So my question is, when we invest in the gold in Germany, in the end, like after 1 year, you said tax free, then can we take this physical gold to India or not?
Yes, you can take it to India, but then you have to also see the gold, like the regulations of the customs. So that we can't say anything on that. But
Mhm.
depending on the custom regulation, it's your gold. You can take anywhere you want.
And then, do you see what is the difference here in Germany? Do you know when you sell the gold and when you buy the gold, how
See,
much percent
Raghavendra,
is
the
the difference?
price difference that you see on the online price and the market price, na, the difference
Yeah.
is because of the costs that are involved, like the manufacturing cost, the delivery
No.
cost.
But when you are selling the gold, just physical gold, they are just as a bar. They are no
Of course, they have
ornament or
to.
anything.
Of course, they have to, because let's say there is a cost involved which you have paid on top of what you have purchased. So, for example, let's say the gold price is 100 euros. You will not get it at 100 euros in the market. It will be, let's say, 105, 106 euros, because there is a manufacturing cost and there is a
No.
let's say cost that
The
is.
buying is fine, but when you are selling the same thing, physical gold, what they reserved for the 12 months, when you are selling it, you will not get the same price as well.
Depends
What
on
you sell.
individual companies. So
Okay.
everyone has their own calculation. There is no standard for how they
Okay.
gonna pay you back for that.
Okay. Okay. So maybe you can search for us to which is the best one in that
Sure,
case.
sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, next please. Manisha ji, you have any question?
Uh, I am actually thinking, I'm a little confused. Normally, I was looking for gold ETFs,
Mhm.
but this ETC is a new thing that I have heard. Digital gold, I understand, like in India, we have sovereign bonds, not the gold
It's
bonds.
similar to that, but now the companies are keeping the physical gold in their vault. So in Germany, only physical gold is tax free and VAT free.
But which companies are these? Are these
A lot of
banking
companies
com?
in the market. For
Ah,
example, our partner company is Geiger Metal.
okay.
So they are metal making company. They make their own gold, silver, platinum, and other precious metals. So there are other
Mhm.
companies as well in the market.
All right. Okay. That is what I was getting little confused about because I use Revolut and I saw you can invest in Revolut also, but I was not sure. These are very new things and
I would not
there's
recommend you to invest and or keeping a Revolut account, because it is not a German account. It is not a German company. It is a Lithuania account. So if
correct.
something happens to tomorrow, firstly, if you use it for regular expenses and regular transaction, they
Mhm.
don't share your information with Shufa. So you don't build your Shufa history, because it is a LT account. It is not a DE account. So you need to
Ah,
beware about it, that if you, let's say, in future go for a loan, for example, they will
mhm.
say you don't have a credibility history, because the company doesn't share it with Shufa, because they are not compliant with German laws.
All right. So, okay, then what should I use? Because
You need
like
to
it.
use a German account which has a DE in the beginning.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
We
All
can
right.
connect
Okay.
on that later on. No
Yeah.
problem. We can
Okay.
also
Thank
offer you
you.
something.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, then
Oh.
let's move forward. So let's talk about actual testimonials. How our, let's say, clients have seen so far. So this is the client number one. He started in October 2022 with 100 euros constant monthly investment. Until date, they are investing 100 euros per month. And you can see when they started investing, the gold price was around 58 euros per gram. On the other hand, I have another client which started investing in June 2023, almost 7 months after that. And now we can see the gold price has increased to 63 euros already. So from in only 7 months, from 58, the gold has price increased to 63 euros per month. The client saw the potential over the years, and the second client has increased the investment also. In, you can see in June 2024, he has increased to 200 euros per month. He increased 150 and then he increased to 200 euros because he saw the potential in gold. And now you can see both the clients have invested so far 2,800 euros only, but both have different values. Number one client has 39 gram of gold in their portfolio. Client number two has 37 gram. That means the same amount of investment, but the client one who started earlier has more return, or let's say more cumulative value. So that means if you are planning to start your investment journey, you need to start now, because every year, every point is costing you a lot of money. Every year you delay, every month you delay, it is costing you money because everything is getting expensive. The later you started investing, the higher you have to purchase. The purchase price will be higher. So start your journey now. If you have not done it, start it now. Now let me talk about mutual funds. I think we, especially Indians, do familiar with the fact with mutual funds. But they are not sure that do we get anything like that in Germany. Yes, we do have mutual fund investments in Germany. So, but what are mutual funds if someone is not familiar about it? Mutual funds are combine of companies or sectors. So let's say a fund manager is handling a mutual fund, which is investing in multiple companies or sectors, because share markets are high volatility, high risk, because we are investing in a one specific company. If someone knows, let's say, case of Nvidia was going really uh, far, percentage wise, it was growing very fastly, and recently it came down. So it was a very high risk. But if you had a mutual fund which has a Nvidia, a certain part of that, so it will not affect the complete portfolio that much. Of course, there will be some deductions, some reductions, but still it will not impact that. That means it will be a diversified risk. So that means if there is a market crash or recession or corona like that, bonds can still sustain the market better than, let's say, only shares. So if you are having a bunch of trees together, they still hold it better than, let's say, individual trees on the side of the let's say, road. So diversification is the key to segregate your risk. Now we talk about some options. Let's say low risk fund. I have taken one fund which is a DWS investment top dividend fund. So if we talk about this fund, this is managed by DWS. So DWS is a daughter company from Deutsche Bank, if someone wants to Google that. Now we see it is a low risk fund. So that means that the volatility, like the ups and downs in this fund, are very less. That's not very high. That means also the returns are also very stable. They're not going very high, not going very low. For example, this is the chart of 5 years return, and you can see not very much highs and lows. It's going pretty stable. And that is why the returns are also okay. Let's say a low risk fund. So in last 1 year, the fund has given 12.8% return. But in the last 3 years, the average return is 5.18. In the last 5 years, the average return is 4.87. That means the total return is 26% in the last 5 years. So because it is a low risk fund, so we can do a little bit high investment in that, like 250 euros per month, because the volatility is not very much. So if I had done 250 euros per month for 5 years, I will get around 2,000 euros as a profit in 5 years. Not a very high return, but also my risk is also not that high. So low risk fund we can choose in mutual funds. Now we take an example of a medium risk fund. What is a medium risk fund? Medium risk is which has a high volatility, like the ups are also higher, the lows are also down. So you can see on the left side, that is a 3 years chart, and you can see the growth chart is very volatile, a little bit more volatile compared to the last one, and it is still going very well. So let's say it has increased almost 50% in the last 3 years. And on the right side, you can see 10 years chart. Of course, it is gradually increasing. So as I say, long-term investment are always beneficial. It is increasing, but you can see the highs and lows are, and it starts and increase very fastly. So if you see the growth chart of this fund, in last 1 year, the fund has given 29% return. Wow. But of course, the risk is also there. So please be aware of no investment comes without a risk. In last 3 years, total return 60%, average return 17%. Last 5 years, total return 127%, average return 17.89%. Last 10 years, total return 315% return. That means if you have invested 100 euros 10 years back, it would be around 300, 400 euros approximately till date. An average in last 10 years is 15%. Wow. But of course, it is a high risk, little bit higher risk. So let's not put 250 euros. Let's put 100 euros per month for next 10 years. So if I take the same return of 15% in the last 10 years, in the next 10 years, I will be investing around 12,000 euros in 100 euros per month. And I will be having almost 14,000 euros from that as a return. That means I have doubled my investment and it's amazing return. So that means 315% total return in 10 years it has given. Because we are not investing one time, we are investing per month. So over the years, we have generated such a huge, let's say, compounding benefit. But always keep in mind, this is not an investment advice. I always say, please keep in mind that investment always comes with risk. Diversification is a tool that we can use to diversify so that you can have a little bit higher risk on some part, a little bit lower risk on some part, and everything can be combined in one portfolio. And we can help you managing your portfolio. I'm an investment banker. Now we have seen that, okay, I got a little bit high risk, high return, but I have to pay around 27% taxes to the German government. How I can avoid that? So let's play smartly. Let's say I started in this same fund, 100 euros per month. After 3 years, I've seen that my total invested amount is 3,600 euros, and the growth, including the growth, it is now 4,720 euros. That means I have 1,120 euros of profits if I want to book that. So what I did for my client, I booked the profit of 1,120 euros and I reinvested that. So rather than just taking the money out, I booked the total profit and reinvested that. That means 4,720 euros is again invested in the portfolio for further investment. But for that year, I booked the profit of 1,120 euros. Please don't get confused with that. So for, let's say, in the third year, I booked the profit of 1,120. And now, let's say I am a married person. So I have a tax-free limit of 2,000 euros in that. That means I can book these profits, 1,120 euros, in my portfolio without paying any taxes to the government. So that means I still have 4,720, but I didn't pay any taxes to the government. Now I invested this 4,720 further, plus I am still keeping my 100 euros investment further. So at the end of fourth year, by the return of 17%, what we are getting in the fund, my total investment is 6,815. That means I can book a profit of 915 euros. I again booked the profit of 915 and reinvested that. That means I still don't have to pay any taxes on the profit in that year, fourth year. But my investment of 6,815, I invested further. Of course, there are some basic deductions like the purchasing and selling price are different. I will still lose 2 to 3% in the total transaction, but at least I'm not paying 27% taxes to the government. And in the fifth year, if I see from the date I started 100 euros per month. So in fifth year, that means 60 months, I total invested 6,000 euros. But by this technique and smartly booking the profits and reinvesting, I got a total profit of 3,305 euros. Let's say if we take a little bit lesser calculation for the losses that we make in between, I still make around 3,000 euros profits. That means I almost 1.5 times I got of my investment. Pretty good, and I paid no taxes to the government. And this is how we can smartly optimize. So we can book profits each year. I do that personally also. I do scalable capital investment. I do Trade Republic. And every year before end of the year, I play smartly. I always see my portfolio. I book these profits so that for that year, I don't cross that limit of 2,000 euros, but I still use that limit of 2,000 euros. And this way, I don't need to pay any taxes to the government. This can be confusing for some people. If someone wants to ask anything, please ask. Any questions?
Abhilash, maybe one quick question regarding both the mutual funds that you're showing and the ETC gold
Yeah.
deposits that you were showing. What are the maintenance and withdrawal costs associated with both the accounts? If you could be bring some transparency there.
Yeah, of course. So in the gold ones, of course, no investment comes without a cost. So in the gold one, there are two costs that are involved. First is a fixed cost, which is a management cost of 24 euros per year. So let's take or simplify 2 euros per month is a management cost for the gold fund. So the higher you invest, the average cost will come to a lower number, because if I invest 100 euros per month, I still have to pay 2 euros per month. If I invest 500 euros per month, I still have to pay 2 euros. So my average cost comes to a lower number. That is a fixed cost. Second is a variable cost, which is a insurance cost, because the company has to keep their gold in their vault. So they need to give you an insurance for that. And we pay 0.25% per quarter as the insurance cost. So these are the two costs that are involved with the gold plan. So let's take an example. Let's say if I am investing 100 euros per month, in a year I will pay, in the first year I will pay 4 euros, 3 to 5 euros approximately as an insurance cost, and 24 euros as a management cost. So around 28 to 30 euros in total as a cost. On the other hand, in mutual funds, if you are under 30 years of age, there is no fixed cost for the account management. So for up to 30 years of age, if you have a kid or if you are younger than 30, you don't pay any management cost for the account itself. Otherwise, if you are above 30, the account management fees is 36 euros per year. And then, of course, there is no fixed cost, but depending on the mutual funds, generally the cost comes between 1 to 1.5%. That is the yearly management cost of the portfolio, which is charged by the fund manager, because they need to also have their cost covered. So 1 to 1.5%, which is the general cost, depending on the mutual fund we choose. Any other questions?
Yes, you mentioned about this investing, how it is to be done. It's done manually or?
Yeah, of course, it has to be done manually by us. So that is why we give you the portfolio management service. So in the end of the year, let's say by November or October, we see what is the status of your investment, and then we discuss about this with you. And if you say, Palash, it's good, we can book that now, and we can reinvest, or if you need some money out of it, we can also do that. Let's say certain part we can take out, and then we can reinvest the rest of the amount. But this is done manually. This is where our part comes in.
And what's the cost of management here?
No, we don't charge anything extra apart from what we discussed so far.
Okay.
Okay, should we move forward with that? Okay, perfect, going well. We are on time. So let's move to the next part, the medium-term investments. So what are the medium-term investments? Medium-term investments, which are, let's say, minimum 5 years and longer. So in the medium-term investments, we comes with a kids future investment plan. Investments can be started from 25 euros per month, but we still recommend minimum 10 years should be done in that, because the long-term perspective, long-term growth that you can get in these investments is only better if you go for long-term, because these are long-term investments, so initially the costs are a bit higher in that. Let's say the cost can be in the first 5 years between 5 to 15%, but over the time period the cost diminish, and an average comes to between 2 to 3% over the time period of 10 to 20 years down the line, if you compare it overall. So that is why it is only beneficial if you are looking into a long-term perspective. But if, let's say, you have a young child, like let's say 3, 4, 5 years age, you can do it till the age of 18 or 20. These are good investments in a long-term perspective and give really good returns, and they have multiple benefits as well, which we're going to talk about now. But how much is a 25 euros worth? You can go at a restaurant and have a lunch, or maybe buy a shirt from Zara, or maybe 1 month mobile data plan. So 25 euros is not that much if you are planning to invest for your kids' future. Let's say if I'm investing 25 euros per month at just 7% rate of interest, 18 years calculation, I will be investing around 5,400 euros, and I will be getting around 10,000 euros. On the other hand, if I'm investing 200 euros per month, 43,000 what I've invested so far in 18 years, and I will get around 80,000 euros at the age of 18. Of course, we are not talking currently about tax benefits because that comes on a later part. But let's talk about the growth currently. Now we see the difference between a savings account and investment. Let's say I keep my money in a normal bank account where the money is coming every month. My child is 2 years old till the age of 18, that is 16 years down the line. If I'm keeping 100 euros per month in that, at the age of 18, he will get around 19,991 euros. On the other hand, let's say Shivi's father was smart. They started investing in a mutual fund, and just with 6% return, which is a very lower return. I just showed you that some returns were up to 29% also, but let's take only 6% mutual fund return. With 100 euros per month, Shivi will get at the age of 18 around 31,000 euros. That is a difference of just a 0.5% return and 6% return. If the returns are higher, of course, you get higher returns as well. I'm just giving you a very low end calculation so that you don't have a very high expectations. And as I said, start early. Every year delay costs you a lot of money. For example, we take the same investment and the same return, but difference is 17 years investment and 18 years investment. If Rohan's father invested 17 years, he will get around 73,000 euros. If Shivi's mother invested for 18 years, she will get around 80,000 euros. That means in total, both have a difference of around 5,000 euros just in profits by a delay of 1 year. This is how much difference it can make. Now comes the question, is it possible that I make my kid a millionaire? Of course, why not? Let's give them a good habit. Let's give them the understanding of compounding. Let's give them the habit of investment. Let's say Rohan's father or mother started investing 100 euros per month when Rohan was 1 month old. With just 7% return, at the age of 18, they have around 42,000 euros in their portfolio. But now, Rohan started a job or Ausbildung and he is earning, let's say, 1,000 euros or 1,200 euros from his Ausbildung. So he has a habit of from his parents to invest. So he also keep investing 100 euros further in this investment. That means by the age of 30, they have 117,000 euros in their portfolio. By the age of 40, 248,000 euros in their portfolio. By the age of 60, over 1 million. And the best part is that the invested amount is only 72,000 euros. This is the power of compounding. The longer you go, the better it is return wise. Of course, we have taken a 7% return. It can be 6, it can be 8, it can be 10 also. So depending on the market performance, we don't give any surety about how the returns will be. It depends on the market. But if you take a long-term perspective, the chances of being into a better position is higher. And of course, these are flexible investments. After 5 years, if you want to take some money out of it, let's say I started investing with 1 month of my age, kid's age. At the age of 12, I need some money for their educational expenses. That means, let's say they have to go to a international program. I can take some money out of it. At the age of 16, they want to do their driving lessons. I can take some money out of it. So this is possible also. So we are not bounding your money, but still it is a long-term commitment. So as I said, let's say long-term returns are there. Plus, when you transfer the contract to the kid's name, because now the kid is not adult. When the kid is 18 years of age, the parents can transfer the contract to the kid's name. So that time you are not taking out any money out of the portfolio. You are just transferring the investment contract. So you don't pay any inheritance tax. So that you also save. Plus, if the kid keeps investing till the age of their retirement, like 62 years of age, so whatever profits they make, let's say we calculated 1 million currently. So if they get 1 million and in that, I don't know, 900,000 euros or more is just in profits, he will not pay taxes on 50% of the profits. So that is also a plus. So almost 50% of the profits, that means almost 470,000 euros approximately will be tax free. And on the rest of the 470,000 approximately, he will pay the basic tax. And on top of that, if you want for a kid's future, you can add insurance protection, because we as parents want to secure our kids as much as possible. So we can get a parent's life insurance in the policy, and it is just starting with 0.5 euros per month, depending on what is the premium of your, how much you are investing. But 0.5 euros per month, you can give a parent life insurance in the policy. So if something happens to the policy holder, so the insurance will pay the investment till the age of 30 years of the kid. That means your investment will not stop till the age of 30. And after that, the kids can decide if they want to continue that. And also, we can also add on top of that kids disability insurances, because a lot of time, let's say the kids grows, they can develop certain kind of medical issues, and for giving them a let's say lifetime pension also, that is possible to just add some certain insurances in these policies. Now let me summarize the growth. Of course, long-term growth can be up to 20% depending on the market performance. 50% profits tax-free after retirement. It is possible to combine it with the private pension plans. Insurances, parents' life insurance, kids' disability insurance are possible. If you are doing these policies for yourself, not for the kid, you can also show them during the home loan application. They consider that as securities. If the kid is grown up and they want to take a home loan, they can also give it as a securities. After 5 years, 90% of the payout is possible. Once the kid is 18 years of age, you can transfer the amount to your kid's name, and we are selecting the mutual funds in these policies, so the funds are actively managed by a fund manager. I think some people are leaving, so if someone has any questions, we can take it now, 1-2 questions, and then we continue further.
Hey, Plush, what's the difference between like buying a kid's investment account or buying like an ETF for him when he's like a kid and then just giving it to him when he's 18?
You have to pay inheritance taxes if they're above the tax-free limit by the parents.
Okay, but I can't open an account in the name of the kid and redeem.
It is possible to open a separate depot account, that we can do. But that is a different policy. In that you don't have the possibilities to combine it with insurances and all. That is a complete pure mutual fund investment. But yes, we can do it for the kid. We can open a depot account for their name, and we can do it on their behalf as well. Of course, the parents will be the policy holder till the age is 18.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, next please.
But this is anyway a private, this is same as a private flexible insurance, right? Pension insurance.
It's kind of a, well, let's say hybrid pension plans.
Oh, what do you mean by hybrid?
Hybrid is that you are not bounded till 62 years of age, but you are not getting benefits on the contribution at least. Because in proper pension plans, you are bounded till 62 and you are getting tax benefits also on the contribution.
Yeah, but here as well, right? So what is the difference here? I mean, the normal
Here, the
private
option
insurance
is
also you can take out after 5 years.
Yeah, it is possible, but it is also possible if you want to take it till your retirement, then extra benefits comes in like 50% profits tax-free and insurance possibilities and other options. So every policy has their pros and cons.
Yeah, but finally this comes under what then? It comes under the umbrella of private pension insurance, right?
Kind of a pension insurance.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Okay, should we move forward? If no questions. Okay, let's move forward. Then let's bust some myth about the investment plans, kids investment. My money is locked till 18 years of age. No, you can take out the money after 5 years. It is possible. But of course, how much you will get, that depends on a lot of factors. What if I die? Let's say as a parent, you can take insurances and you can secure your kid's future for that. I cannot stop the investment. Yes, you can stop the investment if you want. After 5 years, it is possible. Before that also, sometime it is possible under certain conditions. And if there are any issues, let's say you cannot pay for some months, it is also possible for some months to pause the further contribution to the policy. And as we said, there are options to avoid paying taxes. Now we come to the next and the last part of that. Yes, Vinay, just a second. Yes, Vinay.
Yeah, hi. The kids investment plan, is that the SIP?
Yes, it is a type of SIP. Yes.
Yeah, actually, I have a question on that regarding one moment. I want to ask you. One moment. Yeah, regarding the subscription fee
Yeah.
and the performance, you have mentioned it as a 8% per annum. The
Mhm.
performance percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you please explain more about this performance and the subscription fee? If the my question first question is if the performance, I mean actually, Aryan, one minute. Sorry.
Mhm.
Sorry. Yeah, my first question on this is regarding the performance. If the you have promised for 8%, but
No, we are not promising
sometimes
anything. Vinay, just to clarify,
okay,
we are not promising anything. It is all market based. So it
yeah,
can be six,
exactly. That is
it
what
can
I
be
wanted
12.
to know.
So it can be 6, it can be 12. We are not promising anything. Promises are only in fixed deposits.
Only on fixed deposits, okay. And the performance level can also go in a negative, also, right? Or is only
In
in
some
positive?
years, yeah, market can go in negative. So it is possible that in some year the performance can go in negative also. But then you have a chance to buy more. Like if the value goes down for the mutual fund, you are buying more. So overall, you are if you take a long term perspective, it is still better. But that's a time of investment, best investment, I would say, when the market goes down.
But if we start it right now, then it makes no sense, right? When we
I
don't know
know.
when the
You
bond.
don't know. You don't know when the market goes down. So as I said, like I showed you two portfolios of my clients, and one have started, let's say, in 2022, and one has started in 2023, and both have
Mm-hmm,
different returns. So the earlier you start, the long term. If you take a long term approach, it is always
mm-hmm.
better because if even if the market goes down, you still have possibility to buy more. But you can't wait for market to go down because you don't know that it can go further down also.
Yeah, exactly. We
So
don't know what situation it is.
risk, you
What is
have
the
to
right
take
now
a risk.
situation?
Yeah. You have to
What
take
is
a
the,
risk to get a long-term returns, of course.
but what is the situation right now? I mean,
I think it is every time is good time to start an investment journey because you are doing a SIP. You are not doing one-time investment, so it doesn't
mhm,
matter in a long-term perspective too much.
okay. But is that through any other collaboration, or else is it from Generali? This product is from
Yeah, it's from Generali only.
Generali. Okay. And one more question regarding the subscription fee.
Yeah, as I said, initially the subscription fees for the first 5 years is around 10 to 15%, but over the year, if you take average comes to 2 to 3% if you take 10 years plus approach.
Mm-hmm.
Because these are long-term investments, so the fees are higher in the beginning, and then that it gets averaged out over the time period.
Can you please be more specific? I didn't get this point. Sorry.
So if you take a 10 to 20 years time period down the line, so the average
Okay.
cost comes to between 2 to 3%.
Mhm. It means the subscription fee is for Generali, or else for the what
Yeah,
exactly it is?
generally plus the mutual fund cost as well.
Okay. That is for sure, right? At the end, the money what is being accumulated. Suppose if I'm doing for 20 years, and the amount whatever is accumulated at the end, it will be on that complete amount, or else how on the principal amount.
No, you get the compounding benefits in long term. On the let's say, because the mutual fund managers always book the profits and reinvest that, so you get the compounding benefits.
Uh-huh. And do I know how this compounding, whenever it is done for every 1 year, or else how it
So
is
every year
being
you
known?
get a report from the company, but for the first 5 years you always see a little bit less than what you invested so far because of the high contribution in the beginning.
Okay. And do they provide us any portal to check every month
No,
what is the
it is
situation
not
now?
a depot account, so you don't get any portal. You get an yearly report in that. In if you need a portal, then it is a separate depot account that we can open in Deutsche Bank, and there you can see every month or whenever you want to check.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So these are
Okay.
two
I think
different policies. So depending on what is your requirement, if you are looking for a long-term perspective, like 15, 20 years down the line, or if you are want to be very flexible, like if you want to close it, you can close it next day also. Then we have different products for you.
Okay, but if I'm looking for long term, like around 20 years, then
Then it is a good option because see, when you have the flexibility to book and see every month, firstly you get anxiety if the investment is going down. Then also you have a possibility to let's say take out the money in the wrong times. So long term perspective is always better to have little bit of rigidity.
yeah, long term, I'm right now interested. But if the market is going in further, whatever the generally has decided on the market stocks, if
No,
that is
generally
not
cannot decide
performing
on
well,
stocks. The stocks, the mutual funds are decided by us.
Mhm.
We select the mutual funds in the portfolio. Windsor generally doesn't select the mutual funds.
Okay, then I wanted to discuss this more
So
further with Vishaka
we will
Lakshmi
have a
further
one-to-one
later on.
call for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right, then let's move forward. I'll not take too much time. I'll just give you an overview about the Bauspar saving plan. So what is the Bauspar? If there are a lot of myth in the market, Bauspar is a saving contract provided by building societies. And how the Bauspar works? Let's say Palash, me want to buy a house in, let's say, 5, 7, 10 years down the line. So what I do is I start a Bauspar contract. So Bauspar has two phases. One is a saving phase where I save money. Second is a loan phase where I get my savings back, and plus I get a loan from the Bauspar, and I can use this loan to for my house related expenses. So I start the saving phase, and once I complete my saving phase, I will be eligible to get a loan from the Bauspar at fixed rate of interest. And the fixed rate of interest right now is starting from 0.95%. But Bauspar is not a short-term saving plan. You need to have, let's say, 5, 6 years down the line or more to get the maximum benefits out of it. But the benefit is if I plan earlier for the future, then of course I can use it at a fixed rate of interest, because right now the rate of interest is between 3 to 4%. But if I see here, I can plan early. In the future, I don't know what will be the rate of interest, so I can even get at 0.95%. How I can use a Bauspar? You can use a Bauspar as a down payment if you already completed it. You can use it for refinancing or repayment of the home loan if you already have a home loan going on, and in, let's say, next 5, 7, 10 years you have to refinance that. So you can use it, and you can let's say make a major payment from the Bauspar in the principal amount remaining. Or you can also use it for repairs or modernization. I'll cover them options fastly. So firstly, Bauspar, we already 2 hours. So Bauspar as a down payment, how this works? Let's say in the future I need to buy an apartment or a house. First situation, I can take 100% loan, which is possible in some cases. Second situation, I put a 20% base amount, or let's say a down payment. That means 60,000 euros. But for collecting 60,000 euros, if I'm saving 500 euros per month, I need 10 years to collect 60,000 euros. But with a Bauspar, I can do it in almost half time. I can do it in maybe in a 5 years time period, and I can be ready in the half of the time. How is it possible? Let's say I did a Bauspar contract of 60,000 euros. I want to save 50% of that in the saving phase. That means I want to save 30,000 euros. So I started saving 50%, 500 euros in that, and I will complete that in around 5 years. And once my saving phase is completed, I will be eligible for a loan at 0.95%, and I will get a 30,000 euros my savings plus 30,000 the loan from the Bauspar at 0.95%. So in total, I will get 60,000 back, in which 30,000 is mine, and 30,000 I will get as a loan at 0.95%. And this way, I can be ready to buy a house or apartment in less time. I can save a lot of rent. For example, in this case, if I saved 5 months of rent and I'm paying 800 euros cold rent, I will save around 48,000 euros just in rent. So that is also my benefits. And we all know if you are putting more down payment, you are getting better, let's say, rate of interest and better conditions from the bank. For example, in the case number 1, the client paid 60,000 euros as a down payment. Case number 2, the client paid 0 down payment. So the first one got 3.1% rate of interest. second got 3.89, lower interest rate. If we see the EMI difference, EMI is also, for firstly, it is around 1000 euros. Secondly, it is 1500 euros. So almost 1.5 times of the EMI. Less interest paid over the time, and I will have less principal amount remaining at after a certain time period of 10 years. That means I will pay more interest in the second case, and I will also have remaining principal amount high. That means I will save a lot of interest also by paying more down payment in the beginning of the purchase contract. Secondly, you can use as a refinancing option or repayment option. How? Let's say Mohan purchased a house or apartment in 2023 for 250,000 euros. The rate of interest was 4%, so he got an EMI of 1250 euros. In 10 years, he will pay around 5,000 euros principal amount. So that means in 10 years, he will pay around 50,000 euros principal amount, 5,000 per year, so 50,000 in 10 years. That means after 10 years, he still have a loan of 200,000 or principal amount of 200,000 remaining, which will be refinanced in 2033. Because in Germany, you get a 10 years window where your rate of interest is fixed, and after that, you have to refinance that. So smartly, what he did is in 2023, he also started a Bauspar, and he started saving 250 euros per month, and he did a Bauspar of 60,000 euros. Once the Bauspar is completed in 2033, he can use this Bauspar 60,000 euros to pay for the principal amount. So where the principal amount was 200,000 euros, now the principal amount of the bank remaining is 140,000 euros. That means he can get better conditions of the loan from the bank for 140,000 euros because he's taking now less money from the bank. And plus, the loan of the Bauspar is only at 0.95%. Now, what are the few advantages of the Bauspar? Firstly, rate of interest is fixed. Then there is a government incentives and grants. We're going to talk about first two. Because firstly, why rate of interest? Because we don't know what will be the rate of interest in the future. It is going up or down. Because if we see the previous years, from 2014 to 2022, the rate of interest was on the lower side. It even went under 1% also. But now in last 2-3 years, it went above 4% also, even 5%. And now it started decreasing a little bit, but we don't know what will be the future, where it is heading. Because when your rate of interest increases, your EMI gets also increased. For example, if I take a loan of 500,000 euros at 1% rate of interest, my EMI will be around 1250 euros. If I take the same loan at 4% rate of interest, my EMI will be double, 2,500 euros. So if I cannot afford that 2,500 euros, I have to buy a cheaper house, let's say of half of the price to keep the EMI same. So that's what makes the difference in the interest rate. So take the benefit for future planning. You can do a Bauspar and you can fix the rate of interest. You can even go for a bigger Bauspar as well if you have the possibility of savings. And these are the conditions of the Bauspar starting from 0.95%. And then if you save 50% and 50% as a loan. If you save 40%, then it is starting from 1.75% and going up to 2.45%. Second benefit is the benefits like government incentives and employer benefits. So there are possibilities for few people, a lot of people who can get employer allowances, which is up to 40 euros per month, state subsidies and housing subsidy. So in Germany, if you have a good company, most of the companies do offer a Vermögenswirkung, which is an employer benefits, which is approximately 40 euros per month per working person. So if you are a husband and wife, you both can get 80 euros per month from your employer, tax free. You can get it clarified in the tax, and you don't need to pay taxes on that. And if you are getting this 80 euros or 40 euros, on top of that, if your family income is under a certain limit, we will talk about it, then you also get a state funding, which is up to 86 euros per year. That means 940 euros per year from employer, up to 86 euros from state funding. That means you can get up to 1,026 euros per year just in these two benefits, state funding and employer allowances. Up to, so it can vary for each person. I'm just saying maximum amount. And on top of that, there is also possibility to get state subsidy, housing subsidy, which is up to 140 euros per year. So you can get employer benefits, state subsidy, and housing subsidy. These three benefits are there in these package. So what are the upper limit? For getting, let's say, state benefit, your monthly family income should not be more than 10,000 euros per month. So that is around 120,000 euros per year. For getting housing benefits, your family monthly income should not be more than 9,000 euros per month for married person with 2 kids. For, let's say, a married person with 1 kid, a little bit less. You can see the chart. That means if I am, as a married person, putting 120 euros per month in my Bauspar account, I am getting 80 euros from my employer, and then I am getting 140 euros from my housing benefits and my 86 euros from my state subsidy. I can get 226 euros just from the state subsidy and 940 euros from the employer. That means what I invested is, we can see the lower chart. Don't get confused. Lower chart here. So you have invested 120 euros per month. That is 1440 euros per year. On top of that, you got 1166 euros from your employer and subsidies. That means in total, you got around 81% profits on top of your contribution. This is how you can play smartly with the calculation. And of course, no investment and no benefits come without a fees. We will talk about the fees, but let's see the benefits. So if we see the benefits, which includes state subsidy, employer benefits, housing subsidy, you have up to 1166 euros per year, or if we take 10 years calculation, that is around 11,660 euros you can get in benefits from these three things. And now let's talk about the fees. So if I do, let's say, a 60,000 Bauspar, there will be one-time fees of 1.6%, which is 960 euros. That is what you have to pay. And 15 euros per year of management cost. If you compare it with the benefits, 11,660 euros in 10 years, you can get up to benefits. On the other hand, only fees of 960 euros plus 15 euros, let's say in 10 years, you will pay 150 euros. So around 1100 euros as a fees you have paid so far. So still, I am almost getting 10 times more benefits. And if you compare it with a normal loan, a 60,000 euros normal loan, you will save around 2,400 euros per year in interest payment. And if I calculate for 10 years, you will save around 24,000 euros in 10 years just in interest payment at the rate of 4%. If I compare 0.95% and 4%, you can do your math at home. So I am also saving my interest as well. Now, what happens if my employer doesn't offer me the subsidies? So firstly, let's take an example. Let's say employer offer the subsidy of 40 euros per month. Perfect. You don't have to do anything. Second case, the employer only pays a partial subsidy, let's say 20 euros. So you can still pay 20 euros from your net salary, and you can get the whole benefits of housing subsidy and state subsidy as well. If the employer doesn't give you this subsidy, so you can still put this 40 euros from your net income. You can ask them to put this 40 euros from your net income, and you can still get the benefit of housing and state subsidies. If your employer is only putting this money in company pension plan, you can ask them to put this 40 euros on top of that from your net salary in Bauspar as well. And if your company is only giving these benefits in investment funds, then also it is possible to ask them to put 40 euros from your net salary into the Bauspar to get you the state and housing subsidy. Summarizing benefits, financing is also possible before completing the contract. There is a possibility to get unsecured loan also if there is any emergency. Better home loan condition because you have saved a lot of money. Fixed rate of interest. Money can be used to purchase, build, or renovate. You have attractive subsidies as well. If you are younger than 25 years, you get 200 euros bonus. And you save early, you save time. Just give me a minute. I'll be back in a minute. Maybe Vishakha, you can take any questions if anyone has now. Give me a moment.
Sure. Is anyone having any questions? Hi, Shripad. Am I audible? Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Shripad,
Vishaka, you're audible.
yeah, Shripad has raised his hand. Maybe you can go ahead with your question. I'll try to answer your question. Shripad Joshi. Sapna, yeah, you can get the recording later. Just drop us a message and then you will get the recording.
So I'm back. Sorry for that. And yeah, of course, we will upload this in a YouTube link and then we can provide everyone who has attended. Not a problem. Anyone has questions? Let's take some questions. Yes, now I turn on the microphone. Sorry for that as well. Now everyone can open their microphones. We are almost at the end of the seminar. Maybe give me another 2 minutes. I'll just complete what offers we have and then we will take questions because maybe some people have to leave. So we have today's special offers for people who are joining us. So we have a cashback offer up to 200 euros, or in insurance up to 2 months of premium cashback up to. So please consider that. In Bauspar, investments, loans, personal loans, insurances, we have currently a cashback offer going on. So please connect with our team. We can offer you something as a gift. And another offer is free bank account. We can offer you a free bank account with Deutsche Bank, which will be free for first 2 years. And after that, the fees is 4.49 euros per month. And we can also offer you a credit card. And there are a lot of more benefits of the credit card. You can take out money in Eurozone free of cost in the European region and also internationally in some banks. And there are much more benefits. You can drop us a message. We can send you a link. You can read out all the benefits of this credit card as well. And if someone is willing to work with us and in our team, we still offer part-time, full-time opportunities. It is all sales-based, so we are not offering you any fixed salary incomes. But if you still want to enjoy that this phase and you want to try, we can offer you Ausbildungs. So we can offer you these services as well. And of course, follow us, support us, and thank you so much for whoever joined us today. And now we're going to take questions. Each and every questions will be answered, so don't worry about it. We have completed the seminar. Okay, 2 hours 20 minutes. Wow. Thank you so much.
Hello?
This had so much patience to stay with us for 2 hours 20 minutes. Yes, please.
Yeah, hello. So I have a couple of questions. Sorry, my mic was not working. So I'm asking questions about the topics which have already been discussed. My first question is regarding gold investment. You mentioned that this Geiger Sparkonto or something like that, they invest into gold and more metals.
Yes, they also have other options as well, but the other metals don't have these tax-free benefits.
Okay, so basically I will pay a fixed amount of money every month, and that will be invested only into metals.
Correct.
Only into gold. Okay, so that was that. Then you also on the one of the slides there was a thing about mutual fund investments, and you said that after 3 years or after the fixed period, the money will be the winnings will be reinvested back into the
we can actually calculate. In some cases maybe it can be earlier also, because depending on the investment and the returns, maybe we have to reinvest after first year also, depending on how the performance is going on. So for example, last year this fund has given 29% return. So if let's say someone has invested 10,000 euros, they have got around 30,000 3,000 euros profit. So we would have done that.
Okay, so these 3 years or this amount of time is not fixed, right? I won't be.
No, it is not fixed. Just an example calculation so that you can understand how we can do that.
Okay, but we will be, and it will happen in terms of contract. Like I'll be giving you 100 euros per month fixed, or
yeah, depending on you, and it is very flexible. So you can increase the contribution, decrease the contribution. It is possible.
Okay, so and after a certain amount of time, then you will reassess the winnings, and then accordingly will make the decision.
Correct. Exactly.
Okay.
That's what a part of a investment advisor should be.
Okay. These are mutual funds, right? These are not
Correct.
ETFs.
No, these are not ETFs. We don't deal with ETFs because ETFs are, let's say, they are computer programs. So they are just following the indexes. Then the chances
Yeah.
of, let's say, having losses in ETFs are higher than compared to mutual funds, because mutual
Okay.
funds are actually managed by fund managers.
Okay. So I have not had time to check out these individual mutual funds, but we also choose the funds which have more than 30% of the more than 50% part in the share market to get the
Yeah,
30
yeah, of course,
benefit.
of course. For example, the last option I showed you, this one is more than I would say 50% in shares only.
To get the 30% tax benefit, which will be carried forwarded to me as well.
Exactly.
Okay. So, and my third and last question was, do you also have any options to invest into the real estate, like not the Bausparer, but
Yeah,
directly
yeah, of
buying
course.
and renting
So we
out
do
the?
have, yeah, yeah, of course. So we do deal it with real estate also. We didn't take the topic today, but yes, we do with deal with real estate, and we do have options of apartments all over Germany where you can invest and get. We can give you a complete concept where we can optimize it for you, rent it out for you. We can provide you all the services you want.
And is it done? Is it done under the head of your company or
Correct.
you? Or,
Yeah, we
okay.
do have partners also, but yeah, of course, the main point of contact will be Namaste Germany.
Okay. So that's all from me.
Okay. Any other questions?
Hello, Palash.
Hi, Tejas.
I have two questions actually.
Mhm.
So the first one, as you said, the real estate point was not covered in this let's say
Yeah.
short overview. But I want to know. So is buying a real estate in Germany profitable? Because what I have seen, lot of Germans they also rent out apartments
Mhm.
instead of owning them. So, as per what I have seen, I found that rent prices are really low, and because of the inflation after COVID, um, the housing prices have gone way too high. So, is it still a profitable investment in Germany or not?
See, they just our clients are even getting a rental yield of 6 to 8% also. Okay.
Okay.
And there, on the other hand, the cost is between 3 to 5 or 4%, because let's say the interest payment and the other costs that are
Mm-hmm.
associated with that. So we still get options of getting into profitable investments. We work a lot in VG concept, so that you
Mm-hmm.
can generate high rental yields. So that is
Mm-hmm.
possible. It depends, of course. See, Germans have a complete different mentality.
Okay.
Germans don't think about investing. So if you compare it with complete European market now, Germany
Mm-hmm.
has the lowest investment ratio. And if you understand the mentality of Germans, they don't want to
Mm-hmm.
invest because they don't want to give anything to their kids. They just want to enjoy their life. That is why they don't want to keep. And if you see, let's say expats, I do have clients who have, let's say, multiple properties in their portfolio, and they're buying multiple properties every year also, because
Okay.
that's how they are making tax benefits. That's what we optimize as well. And they
Mm-hmm.
need, of course, you can't do these things alone. You need a partner companies alongside with you, because you cannot manage all these things. You need right partner and guidance, so that because there are a lot of technicalities and complications in these processes. So you need the
Mm-hmm.
right partner to cover your back during any such situations. At least
Okay.
for the first 5 to 10 real estates, you can have a
Mm-hmm.
partner with you, and then once you get experience with that, you can then, of course, do it yourself.
Okay. And my second question is regarding ETFs and scalable,
Mhm.
let's say. So if we take you as a portfolio manager,
Yeah.
will you also help us out in, let's say, ETFs? So
No,
more like a ETF Spar plan?
no, we only have mutual funds or mutual funds power plan.
Okay. So on scalable, we have some kind of Spar plans. So is it only for ETFs or also for mutual funds?
That you have to see on scalable.
Okay.
We don't deal with scalable capital.
Okay.
We
Okay.
open a separate depot account with Deutsche Bank.
Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot. That was my question. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
So you are the fund managers for the mutual funds.
No, I'm not the fund manager. I'm the portfolio manager. The fund managers are individual for every fund.
Okay. Mm. And that's commission is also charged through you, or it's
No, no,
taken
that
from
is
the.
directly through the company.
Okay. And what's percentage it is? It's
It depends on the, let's say, the fund that we choose. In every fund has different costs, but generally it is between 1 to 2% yearly management cost.
okay. That means, for example, the €100 distributed across multiple funds. If I'm investing via SIP.
Better way is that only, depending on your risk profile, what you want to do. Do you want to take higher risk or lower risk accordingly?
Okay.
I have one more question regarding the fund, regarding the mutual funds.
Mhm.
Is it done by you, or is there any other company which chooses the funds and handles the investments?
No, we choose the funds in your portfolio, and then individual funds have their individual fund manager
Right.
internally.
Yeah.
Who
Right. That I
chooses the
understand.
investment.
So what you offer to me is you help me to choose the right mutual funds depending on my risk profile.
Correct. And
And
then
you,
we will
yeah.
see how they are performing over the time period and guide you what we can do to make it better.
Okay. And you do not charge me any fee for that.
No, we don't charge anything separately for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Now my one more, the similar one regarding the child plan, what you have said me, which you have said that 8% or whatever the percentage you were trying to say was not for long term. I was talking about
Mhm.
the principal amount will be will be returning back, right? If in case the promised one is not in that ratio, means.
No, there is no surety in that, because if you are doing any investments, never, even if it, let's say, ETF plan or something, never they give you a surety that you will get a principal amount back. So it is an
Mhm.
investment, so you always have to take to get risk to get some returns on that.
Mhm.
There is no
So it's
fixed.
completely a risk
Of
one, the
course,
child one also, child
it's risk
insurance.
based, of course.
Okay.
Is this funds are internationally, or it's also include funds from India, or?
We do have Indian funds as well. Like, we do have a fund which focus on Indian market. Then, for example, the one that you see on the screen, it is a US market based fund. Then we have global funds as well.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, then.
Hi, Palash.
Yes. Hi.
I just want to check on the rebate on housing principal and interest. So whenever we buy any apartment or house, do we get any rebate
If
in
you are
the?
using the apartment for self use, then no. If you are investing, then you can deduct the interest part from your calculation and you can get tax benefits on that.
Yeah, but if we are using for self purpose
There is
and
no
then
rebate on that.
also doing some maybe construction or renovation,
You
then
can only deduct a certain part of the handyman cost, which is, let's say, the person who comes for repair or something. You can put a little bit, not very much, but let's say I need to see the limit. I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 euros yearly that you can put in the calculation. But apart from that, for self-use property, you have negligible tax benefits.
all right, yeah, thanks.
Okay, then I wish, thank you so much, everyone, and thank you so much, everyone who has supported us. And I hope you have learned a decent things from our side. Of course, I'll take another question. I think someone just raised the hand.
Flash, it was a mistake. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then I wish everyone a great weekend with the family. And our team will, of course, reach out to each and every one of you. And maybe we can also book one-to-one calls for all your questions that are remaining, which were not answered. And if any questions are remaining, you can always write to us and we can still try to answer it. Thank you so much, guys. And I wish everyone a great day.
Thank you, Flash.
Thank you. And
Thank
have a
you,
safe,
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a good
you.
weekend. Bye.
Thank you.